I don't know about you, but studying feel great. I say great, pretty much just. But yeah, I really do like studying, and it's just a thing that I cannot really explain to people. Well, I try to sometimes, but they're like, "What the heck? Why do you really like studying?" Because I had one of my friends actually, and I told him, "Hey, I really do like studying for the MCAT. He studied for the MCAT already, took his MCAT. He's gonna be a doctor, so I'll say future doctor." Not my friends, future doctor that I was talking to, and yeah, it was like, damn, you're crazy. You really like studying for the MCAT? Well, I really do, because I see the MCAT as the opportunity for me to learn basic science that I will never have the opportunity to learn anymore. Because as I'm growing up and actually going to doing all the stuff that I'm doing, eventually, the amount of knowledge that will be expected from you will be higher and higher and higher each time. So nobody will expect me to only know basic science at some point. They will expect me to know beyond the basic science and actually apply it. So the MCAT is actually the opportunity for me to learn about those science and and spend as much time as I want to fully understand them. And that's where reflection comes, because studying and studying and studying and studying does feel great, but reflection helps. And the reason it does help, it's kind of like give you the opportunity to actually also reflect on what it is you study, even if it was obvious. But there's another thing that also needs to be added in the equation, or to the equation: exposure. Because I think you studying this specific topic, reflecting on the topic, and being exposed to it is the perfect combo to actually learn what it is you're learning and actually learn. And that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm really grateful for it. And one example that I can give you is, I'll say, just me studying about blood pressure, like normal blood pressure range. Please don't quote me on this. Is that a test? Oh my god, I'm gonna be doing pretty well. It's like 90/60, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So if I'll say normal blood pressure range will be 90/60, or just one of the normal ranges. And I'm a patient tech, and what I do for a living technically is taking vitals and help patients with personal cares. And you guys don't want to know what I mean by personal care. It does not have a limit with the personal, trust me. And taking vitals, and by taking vitals, so I also take blood pressure. So I've been able to see different blood pressures and blood pressure readings, and and follow up with the nurse and see what the nurse do for each reading. So sometimes I'll see a blood pressure like 200/100 something. Sometimes I'll see a blood pressure like 60/40. Maybe I think I've seen a 40/40 or 50/40 one time. So so I've been able to, well, when I go in the book, so they tell me what's the normal range is, but sometimes they don't give you explanation on how to manage different ranges. And it's not something that people expect you to know until I'll see you basically a full-grown doctor. And what I mean by that is you're pretty much in residency. But I'm exposed to different things that I think the normal pre-med don't get exposed to, and it makes it way much more easier for me to learn it and actually understand it, and also get some application in mind already, even if it's not something that I don't think that I'm going to be using anytime soon. And also enjoy the whole process, because I'll see it, I'll know what it is they're doing or what it is they're talking about, and I can make reference to what might happen, or how they want to manage it, or how they're gonna manage it, or what's gonna come next, which is the same thing as what might happen. But yeah, just studying just feel great for me, at least it is, because I like studying new things, and I like learning about new things, and it's just a feelings that I cannot really explain. And one thing that I really do, that I always do, actually, not really do, always is actually the better word to describe what it is I'm trying to convey right now, is before I start learning something new, I will reflect and maybe think about something that I know really well. It might be something simple as 2 + 2 is 4. And then I'll say to myself, so you know what, this new knowledge, I'll learn it as good or exactly the way that I know 2 + 2 is 4. So this will stay in my mind as I'm learning this thing, and I think that's one of the reasons why, I always stay passionate about, studying. And I'm like, okay, cool, so we're gonna study today, we're gonna study today, we're gonna grind today, which is me 80% of the time, and 20% sometimes is something that I don't want to talk about. Sometimes I have days where I generally don't feel like studying, to be honest. Like, some people might be like, oh my god, you study all the time. I do 80% of the time. I'll say 90 to be extreme, but I don't study all the time. And that's one of the reasons why I have my switch back there, just because I don't want to study all the time and I want to, take some time off to actually do something else. And, even if it's, well, not living my room, but still something else that does not involve studying. But sometimes, not sometimes, but it always goes and comes back to studying, because I like learning, even if it's not biology related. If I really like something, you best believe that I'm gonna dive deep into it. And that's one of the things that I've always been telling myself, like, if I knew at 10, 12 that I really wanted to be a doctor, I would have taken the MCAT already, because I would have started studying exactly at 10, 12, even if I was not a really good kid when it comes to school and stuff. But one thing about me, whatever it is, if I'm interested into it, I'm gonna dive deep into it. And yeah, so kid, please stay passionate about studying, because studying is key. And sometimes it's not really the subject. That's what I want to end this video with. Sometimes it's not really the subject. I'll say it's the way that you learn it, or where you're learning the subject from. So try to use different sources when it comes to studying for a subject. Try to switch between different materials, which is something that I'm gonna try to do actively this for this semester. The thing that I did last semester, and I think that did not really benefit me at all, is me trying to use different material and different sources at the same time. I know I just said that, but for example, if you're taking a class, right, and you are learning a specific topic, and for some reason you are not getting it, I think for some people, first reflection will be like going on YouTube and actually try to learn it from somebody on YouTube. But me, I go a step above that, or beyond that. I've never actually used above in a sentence. That's why I'm like, oh my god, so which one should I use? But yeah, I go a step further, and then I'll use other things. For example, I'll go and try to find one book about it, 2 books about it. And that's one of the reasons why I have multiple books about the same topic, because I'm like, there's something that I gotta know. There's something that's not clicking yet. There's something that I can add on this. And yeah, so one thing that I'm gonna try to do, even if I use different resources, so I'm gonna try to stay around like the same material kind. Or like, if I'm really gonna be using textbooks, or I'll say videos to learn about a specific topic, just use textbooks or just the videos instead of your textbooks and videos, because it does take time and it's not the only thing that you have to do. Well, at least for me, it's not the only thing that I have to do, because I have to study and I have all the stuff to do. I really cannot dedicate like four hours. Is really extreme on one thing. Well, I can dedicate 4 hours. 4 hours only for Anki, but only for me studying for one specific class. So yeah, gonna turn off this thing right now because I don't want to make it long. You guys already know it. And bye.